Hey everybody, this is Barb here in Michigan, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Sorry I sound a little froggy, but I've got a scratchy throat today. Turn down my volume on my phone here. Hello, hello. Yeah, so I sound a little froggy tonight, but I have my hot cup of tea next to me, and we'll go from there, right? Let's see here. I'm trying to get in the right spot so I can see your comments. Hey Nancy, hi Rhonda. Hi, Carol. I'm going to try to talk loud enough too. So, how's everyone doing? Thank you for joining me. I'm so thankful that you're here. Hi, June. Glad to have you. I'm looking at my phone, seeing who. Hi, Diana. Welcome, everybody. I hope that you'll enjoy my little video tonight. It is using 6x6 paper, and many of you might know. Hi, Taran. Many of you might know that we have a great sale of 15% on all of the annual catalog designer papers. Hi, Sue. So I wanted to share something more using the designer papers this week. So, and if you're just jumping on or if you're watching this replay, thank you for being here. My voice is a little scratchy and kind of coarse, but I feel fine otherwise. I just sound terrible. So hopefully you'll be able to endure as I'm going through. And like I said, I have You're Freezing Up. Yeah, it must be you. I'm not seeing it on my phone, and I've got it running through my phone, June. So hopefully it'll come through fine after a minute. So thank you guys so much for sharing the video. It means a whole lot to me, putting it out there and sharing with your friends. I am very much appreciative and can't thank you all enough for just being here. So let's get started. Going to turn down the camera and let's see what we're going to do. Yeah, well, yes, if Diana asked, is the 6x6 on sale also? Any of the designer papers that are in the annual catalog. If you go to my website, right up there, there should be a pop-up that comes up about the designer paper sale. And if the designer paper is in the annual catalog, it would be one of the papers that is 15% off. The online exclusives are not, the mini catalog pre-order are not. However, anything in the annual will be on sale. So I hope that answered your question, Diana. Thanks for asking. All right, let's go ahead and turn down the camera and let's see what we're going to get into here. I have chosen, goodness, let's see here. I did not have it open in my book, so let's see where it might be. Page 41. I am going to be sharing page 5, which is Wildly Flowering 12 by 12. I'm also going to be featuring the stamp set number, the Wildflower designs. I'm going to be sharing that. Some of the tags that I have in the projects are actually from the dies here and from the new Christmas online exclusive Christmas greeting that's available. Those tag dies, and you know I'm so bad. I don't have the dies right here with me, but I'm featuring this paper right here, and it does have a lot of our in colors. so what you're going to need if you want to recreate these projects, you will need, I'm going to bring this over here. I've already pre-cut a 6x6 and I've chosen this design, and it's got the wild wheat on this side with the moody mauve and early espresso. This side has some blue, some of the misty moonlight. So this is what we need. And then of course we are going to be cutting down the paper. So I have my Stampin' trimmer here, and let's turn it this way. And so when you're creating these three, so this 6x6 will, we're going to use this on 3 cards. Hello, Sue. We're going to be creating 3 cards with this. And so I did get this, this 6x6 idea from Leanne Greff. It's from years ago. But what we're going to do is, this side is directional. This side is not. So just be aware of that whenever you're creating your projects. If it's really, what do I want to say? If it's very obvious directional, where it would really stand out if it shifted a little bit, don't use that. Use something that gives you a little bit of play, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, this is 6x6. We're going to take this and we're going to cut this right in half at 3 inches. So I'm just going to slide this over to 3 and slice that. I'm going to lay this piece over to the side. And then I'm going to take this piece and we're going to turn it so that the 6 inches across the top. And I'm going to cut 2 1-inch strips. So, and I have a 1 inch over here. So I'm just going to do that here. So there's 1 inch. And another 1 inch, and then that's going to leave me with a 3x4. Okay, so these 2 pieces I'm just going to lay aside right here for a moment, and then this is going to go here. Then we have our other strip that's now 3x6, and we're going to take this one, we're going to turn it on the long way, 6-inch side, and I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip. And I'm going to lay this in the pile where I have the other 1-inch strips right here. And now I'm going to cut 3 1.5-inch strips. So, and this is actually goes right to the edge over here is 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to go right to my edge. There's 1.5. Slide it on over to 1.5. And again, I hope I'm talking loud enough for you guys to hear. With my scratchy throat. And then the last one, 1.5. And then this little piece is all that we're not going to be using. This little piece right here. Okay, so I'll need the trimmer again for one of the projects, but so I'm going to just lay it in here for a minute, out of the way. Hopefully it won't fall on the floor. Okay. So our first card, I already have everything pre-cut. And by the way, this is the projects that we did at our team meeting this month. And so this is what we do at my team meetings, whether it is by Zoom or they get a video of the projects that were done. And so this video will serve as a little reminder on our team page of how to do these projects, okay? So, let's see, what do we have? Do I have the right one? This doesn't go here. This goes in another piece. Okay. I've got my little gems that I had set aside for this. This is one of the tags out of the Christmas sentiment set. And I have a piece of wild wheat. I'll tell you what that is. This is 3.5 by 3 1/4. I have a piece of Moody Mauve, which is 5.5 by 2 1/8. I already pre-tied my little bow out of the new wild wheat. This is going to be featured in our mini catalog coming up, so I had a pre-order with that, and it goes perfect with this paper, you guys. Then I have a piece of basic white, and this is for the inside, and this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And of course our card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to take my bone folder, and I didn't pre-score it, so let me grab my bone folder here and let's score that. Hello everybody, thanks for jumping on and being with me. We're creating these cards out of a 6x6 designer piece of paper, okay? I'm going to bring this over here so it might be easier for you to see on the white. I guess the first thing we'll do, let's go ahead and stamp. And so I have my whole little bundle of joy here. We're going to be using the Misty Moonlight and the Wild Wheat. I'm going to stick these over here on the side. Let's see, and then I'm going to be using this fun little design out of the stamp set, and thank you for this particular card. Okay, all right, let's get to creating. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I am going to use the Misty Moonlight, the blue, and I'm going to, we also need Moody Mauve on this one. We'll be using that color too. I'm going to put my thank you, ink that up. And you'll notice that I'm not squishing hard when I tap onto my pad. This way I'm not getting ink all over around the edges, on the outside edges of the word. Sorry, it gets too close and it's kind of blurry there, isn't it? Let me bring it. I don't think that makes a difference. Okay. All right, we're going to do the thank you, and I'm just going to take this, and I'm actually going to angle it a little bit. I don't want it straight on across from that, the opening, the little punch for if you want to make this, use this as a tag. So I'm going to stamp this down at an angle, my thank you. So that's what I'm going to do in the blue. And then I'm going to take the Wild Wheat, and I also need, I've already put all of the stamps on blocks. Sorry, that light gets in there there we go. Which one do I want? I'm going to take this one right here, this stamp, and I'll clean that in a second. With the Wild Wheat, make sure it's inked up completely. I'm going to actually stamp it off, and I'm going to stamp it off again, and then I'm just going to put some stamps showing on my tag here, just like that. I don't want it too dark. I don't want it to overtake the wording, so there is that. And then on the inside of my card, this white is for the inside. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink this up, and I'm just going to stamp this on the inside of my card. I'm going to stamp a couple of those, one kind of low, and over here on the side, just to give us some pretty on the inside, right? Okay, and then next, we're going to give the Moody Mauve some texture, and that's where this little stamp comes in. Put this aside, grab my Moody Mauve. Welcome everybody, thanks for joining tonight. We're going to take this little design, and all I'm going to do is basically create a designer paper with this textured piece. Just kind of filling it up. So this is Moody Mauve on Moody Mauve. Okay. Do you guys tend to forget about the in colors after they've been around a while? These will be available, the 5 colors, there are 5 colors that are going to be retiring in April, and then they are gone, and they'll bring 5 more colors that'll last 2 years. So when they bring in a in color, it will stay in the palette, all the colors for at least 2 years, and then maybe even come back when they do a color refresh. So, all right. Did you guys hear that there is a digital scrapbooking brochure coming out in September with some, it's going to have some scrapbooking kits and just some great stuff for us to do some scrapbook pages. How many of you guys are scrapbookers actually? I don't know that I've asked that on here before. You know, since Close to My Heart turned over to Stampin' Up, they're bringing scrapbooking back to Stampin' Up. We used to have a lot of scrapbooking things when it was big and trendy years back. So I'm just looking to see. There we go. Okay, I can still see comments. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and put our card together. So remember, I've got my 3 piles over here. We're going to use these to create. Diana, you do scrapbooking? That's awesome. Oh, you know what I did. Girls, you know, this card is going to go landscape, and I stamped that this way. So guess what? We're going to turn it sideways and redo it the correct way. All right, full strength. 1, 2. How about that? There we go. One more little one over there. Okay, now we have it correct. And let's clean this off again. You used to, Rhonda? I have a lot of scrapbook pages, so I have lots of layouts and ideas. But I just haven't done it in quite. I have a lot of pictures that need to be done, probably like everybody else, right? So many things come in our lives, and we just go on to the next thing, and that got put by the wayside. All right, we're going to get this put together. This goes on the inside, and just kind of making sure that I have equal edges all the way around. Okay, there's that. On the front, we're going to take the designed piece that I stamped, and that's going to go down first. These are great, easy layouts to use when you are creating a swap, or like if you swap with other demonstrators, or in a group that you might do stamping with. These are really great layouts. Okay, so here's that. Now we have this piece right here. So what we need to do is those 3 1-inch pieces that we cut, those are actually going to go onto this wild wheat here. Okay, so let me just kind of figure out how I want them to go. Let's see, that's going to go kind of right there. Okay, that's good. And all right, let's just put these right on. So this one, so these pieces ended up being 3 inches by 1 inch. Okay, and I'm just going to lay this one down, matching it up so that I have them at least equal on the top and the bottom, right? And then this one will go in the middle. And there, just like that. Okay, so there's what we have, this layer. And then next, we are going to take some dimensionals. We're going to pop this up. Dimensionals are over here. Let's take a couple dimensionals to pop that up. My sentiment. You're happy that SU is bringing back? Yeah, Diana, I hear so many people are pretty happy about that, for sure. All right, so this little guy is kind of going to go over here to the right. My thank you. I'm going to use a mini glue dot. I've taken a piece of, a strip of our wild wheat ribbon that's coming out in the mini catalog, which starts, I believe, September 3rd or September 5th. I don't have it in front of me to take a look, but anyway, this is going to be available in September, the ribbon that I'm using, but it goes perfect with this designer paper. Okay, and so this little guy is going to go right over that hole so that nobody even knows that there was a hole in that die. See that? Okay, now I'm just going to put this on flat right onto my design, stamped Moody Mauve, and this will just go right here, just like that. And there is card number 1 from the 6x6 designer paper. Okay, there's card number 1. All right, let me see here. Did I get all these washed? I did. Okay, let's move these out of the way and go on to the next. These sentiments are really nice too. This says, sending happy thoughts, you've been on my mind, and thank you. And actually, These are the dies. These are really cool, these diamond shaped dies. And then you have the 4 flowers that you can stamp, the 4 flowers, and those are also die cut. So this is a nice bundle that's on the online store if you go and check that out in the online exclusives. All right, there's card number 1. Alrighty, let me see here. Let's go to card number 2, which is right here. And you know what? I don't want to. I want to keep this out. Keep the. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Where's my little gems? I had gems here that I forgot to put on this. Get myself talking and I forget about it. Where's my pick tool? Right here. Thanks, Nancy. I'm glad you guys like the colors, and yeah, this bundle is a really it's a really sweet bundle is what I would call it. So all right, so I've got 3 different sizes, and these gems that I'm using actually are gems that are going to be in the new mini catalog also. So grab this one. There we go. And I think let's just go right there. All right, so now you can't, I mean, there you can see I put a little bit of sparkle in there. All right, so there is that card. And I have gems in this one too, but you know what I see? I see that one of my gems came off and stuck on my paper. All right, let's see what's going to happen. Let me see if I can peel this back and see if we can salvage it. I might have to get another one. Goodness. All right, we're going to try. We'll see if we can. Okay, so this next card is, we have a piece of Misty Moonlight, 3 3/8 by 4 1/4. We have a piece of Basic White is 4 by 5 1/4, and then our base is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. So let's go ahead and fold this over. Go right here. There we go. So this piece is for the inside. Then I have a scrap piece because we're going to stamp one of the flowers and die cut it. I have my little mini behind me over here. And this also is a landscape card. Now, this piece, this is where we're going to need our cutter back in here, our trimmer, is going to be using this piece right here. So this one ended up to be 4 by 3, and so what you're going to do is you're going to slice this either this way or that way. I'm going to go ahead and just put the trimmer in here and putting this point into the cutting groove and this point into the cutting groove, just like that. And I don't like to take this and start and hit the point and come down. I like to start in the cardstock. So I'm just going to slice up and then back down. And that gives me my 2 pieces that we're going to need for the next step. I still need my cutter here, trimmer, because what we're going to do next is we're going to adhere these 2 pieces onto this blue and then cut the blue from corner to corner. So that's an easy way to do this. So let's go ahead and get some adhesive here and a little bit. I really should have my little my silicone mat over here. All right, so here's this one, and we're just going to bring this and have just about 1/8 of an inch border on each side, not a full quarter like sometimes we do. Kind of just even that, get that a little bit even there. And then let's put this one down. Now again, you're going to cut these pieces of cardstock according to whatever color designer paper you use, whether it's this one or a different one. But these layouts are just great layouts to use anytime you need to make several cards. Okay, so here's what you have, just like this. And we're going to cut from point to point, okay? Now, it might not be exactly point to point like you have your papers. It's still going to look just fine. So I'm just going to line this up this point to this point, and then I'm going to slice this right down the middle. So, see how it's a little bit too much on that? If that happens, okay, come off of here. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm actually going to lay this back down. I'm going to trim it myself. It didn't happen when I did my first one, so I don't know what I did as far as, I have no idea why it's so off, to be honest with you. All right. So, see what I did? I just cut that little sliver off here. So now it's more even. That's all. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just eyeball this so that, oh, I see. This one's hardly got any. Okay. Okay, Barbie. Okay, I think I got it pretty decent to have it a little more even. All right. Okay, it's better than it was. Still going to make a great card. There we go. That's all the cutting that we need to do. So, put this away. Let's use our Memento Black, and we're going to stamp the little flower, this little flower, and let's get that stamped, and then we're going to use some blends to color this in, and then we're going to die cut it with our little mini cut and emboss machine. Clean that stamp and put the lid on. Now, one of two things. You could use the Memento Black or you can use the Misty Moonlight. I think I'm going to go ahead with the Misty Moonlight for for the sentiment when we get to that point. But you could use the black or the Misty Moonlight. I have my Misty Moonlight blends, and I'm first going to take my dark with the bullet tip, and I'm just going to color the very kind of center here of that bloom. And then I'm going to go ahead with my light Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to just color around that so that I have a little bit of shading difference. Maybe I'll come back in again and do a little bit more dark just to give the blue a little bit more highlight. I don't know how well you can see that, the difference. See, there you can see it there, how there's a difference in the tone of the color. And then for the, this one is Mossy Meadow. That's the color that coordinates in the designer paper. All I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to do a line down the center of my leaf, and to give a little bit of darkness there. And then I'm going to go ahead with the light and then just color the rest of the leaf. Okay, my voice has decided I have to have a drink. Okay, there we go. I got to get a sip of my tea here. Sorry about that. Okay, let's grab the little die that goes with this flower, and that would be this one right here. And here is our little mini emboss machine, cut and emboss. Make me some space. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I have some washi tape, old washi tape. We used to have washi tape in our catalogs for many years, but like everything else, you know, the trend comes and goes. But you can use Post-it notes, you can use washi tape, whatever works for you. But I like to use something to hold down the dies so that it does not shift on me and I don't get tons of white around the edge. I just don't want it to shift. So I made my little sandwich of the base and then 2 number 2s. Then just roll that through and it's going to cut out my flower. All right. Here we go. And then see, my washi tape doesn't hurt anything. It just holds my paper in place. There we are. And I see some more of you joined. Thanks so much. I'm glad that you're here. There is my little flower die cut. All right, let's go ahead and see how we put this card together. Oh, before we do that, this goes on the inside. So let's use this. Where is it? Right here. Which one is in this? Let's take a look. What flowers do we have in this? Let's go ahead and use this one, and let's do some stamping on the inside with our Misty Moonlight. Ink this up. And again, just kind of give yourself a couple little pretty sprigs here to have something. There we go. On the inside, oh, I need to leave this out because we are going to, you know what, I purposely left my envelope here because I didn't want to forget this envelope. I'm going to go ahead and on the front where my postage does not go, I'm going to go ahead and stamp a few of the flowers on the corner. That's always a good thing. And then when you turn it over, I'm just looking to see where I'd like to put that. That's there. So let's go on this side. And let's go ahead and stamp a couple flowers there. All right. I didn't forget. I laid the envelope, I put the envelope on the side on the other card. Hi, Bobby. Welcome. Okay. And I just cleaned that. And, oh, I already did. Okay. Got done what I wanted to do. We still need the blue because we are going to use this long sentiment that says sending happy thoughts, and we're going to stamp that on here. But before we stamp it, we're going to adhere our two pieces just like so. And let me grab this because I need to go right to the edges. With these corners, I like to go to the edges of my paper just so that they, because you end up with that little point, and I don't want my point to raise when you have these, after you get it on your card, right? Okay, so this one is going to go right here, and it should fit, well, it's long, so let's see, Barbie. We're going to go right here, edge to edge, I think. Just like that. And then this one will go here. Now, this ends up with a pretty wide space. I think it would have been better if I did this, maybe. I don't know, but this is how it's happening. I'll show you my other sample because it probably will look differently according to how your paper turns out, and the designer paper that you decide to use and how you want to put that down. Basically, you're just putting this from corner to corner, yeah, left and right, just like that. Okay, there's our card. So now, here's the tricky part. If for some reason your sentiment does not come out the way you want it to, you could always take some a white strip and go in between there. So let's hope that my stamping turns out well. And it's going to go at an angle, and that's okay because that's the design of the card. So I'm just going to go right in the middle and stamp my happy thoughts. Sending happy thoughts right there. And then my, I'm going to put my flower up over here that we stamped and die cut. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, let's close this up. This is the inside of the card. So you could do tons of, I mean, this would look so different depending on the designer paper that you choose. And let's put this here. Again, these 3 cards, I used the 6x6 and cut them up. There's that. Now I am going to, you could lay this, you could do this flat or pop it up. I am going to pop this up with some mini, excuse me, mini dimensionals. Put one in the bloom and kind of one down on the leaves. That should work. And then I have some gems that I will use. Okay, so that flower is just kind of going to go right there. Okay, and then I have my little gems. And there's that one that I'm not sure if it's going to stay for me. It came right off of there. All right, so let's see. What do we want to do here? Let's do 1 and 2. Let's see if we can get this guy to stay on here. Okay, there's one. Let me use the other end for these other 2, and these are 2 of the larger ones. So I'm going to put one here. And the other one, let's put just right there. And that way it takes up some of the space that's in the open area there. So there is card number 2. And I even did the envelope on that one. How about that? All right. So now we're on to card 3, and this is our last one that has these 3 pieces that were the last ones cut at 1.5 inch. And let's grab that one. Now, this is one of the dies that is in the bundle itself. It has the nice, I don't know what that shape is called. Do you guys know what that shape's called? Kind of like a diamond. Not a diamond, an octagon diamond. I don't know what that shape's called. I didn't take, what is it, geometry? Is that what it is? Mackenzie, if you're watching, honey, I know you know what it is, right? Maybe Nancy. Nancy's a math person. Okay, let's go ahead with this one. This card base is, again, 8.5 by 5.5. So let's fold that as our card base. All right, and the next thing we're going to do is we have this Moody Mauve, and here is my measurements. This is 3 1/4 by 5. And this piece is what we're going to use on these last 3 pieces. However, we're going to use the opposite side. There's a little bit of Moody Mauve in there, so we're going to use these 3 pieces, similar to what we had done in the first card, where we're just going to layer these right on top of the mauve base. And again, I should have done this so I understand where I'm going here. There and there. Making sure I got them spaced correctly so that they'll all 3 fit. All right, let's see. There we go. I think I got them. Okay, let's try that. Okay, and then this one is on the right and the left. So that's why when you choose your paper, you want to make sure that you choose a paper that is going to, you can use both ways, you know, that you can use the colors, both sides. I guess that's what I want to say. And with the designer paper, we have such pretty designer paper is what I want to say, that sometimes you want to do something where you're showing both sides, right? Okay, let's see here. Let's put this here, bring this down. Okay. All right, so there is my my layer, and that's going to go directly onto my card base of the basic white. Okay. Hi, Linda. All right, that's actually going to go right in the middle of my card, and so let's put that like so. This is also a landscape card. And then let's do our stamping on this piece. And I like this. I like when there's stitching around the edges. I don't know, something about that I like. And this sentiment is going to be, you've been on my mind. And I think I put my early espresso away. I need to grab that. And then we have another flower piece that I haven't used yet. I think that we'll use that one with Moody Mauve. Kind of bring that out. Let me grab my espresso behind me here. Yep. So I'm going to do my sentiment first and ink that up. You've been on my mind. All right, that's it for that one. So let's close this up. You know what? I missed a spot. Trying not to squish hard, and it seems like I'm missing a spot right there. Okay, now I have it. I always like to look at my stamp after I've inked it up to make sure that I can see ink on the whole thing. All right, you've been on my mind, and I'm going to stamp this a little towards the top because our ribbon is going to go towards the bottom. Okay, just like that. Beautiful. So did I hear you, a couple of you say that you already had this bundle, Wildflower design? So if you're on my team and you're watching the video, as these are your projects that we did, for those of you that got yours in the mail, you can use any stamp set with these layouts. I just thought that this was a great idea, using the 6x6 to create these 3 cards, and featuring a new stamp set that's newer to us online, along with having the paper sale. So full strength. I'm going to stamp this off again so it's not so dark. Now again, I'm going to have my bow over here, so I'm going to kind of go onto the right side, ink this up again, stamp it off, and let's come up here at the top, and let's see if I can get one more over here. Just a little bit there. Okay, that's good. Oh, again, let's do that envelope. Let's go ahead and do something a little different. Let's ink up the whole thing, and let's just do this whole flap, right? That's kind of fun, and that way they have a pretty, something pretty on the outside. And let's do that. I'm going to fold this over and keep getting that one piece there. All right, so there's that, and let's do one more there. So now we have this pretty envelope that they will get, right? And then on the inside, let's just go ahead and do a little bit. Look how good. It's only we got 3 cards that we did, and it's only 7:45. All right, let's clean this. So I have my clean stamps. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this onto the front of our card and close this up. And let's grab some dimensionals and pop this up. And since I'm going to put my ribbon kind of right here, I don't think I'm going to put a dimensional right there to bulk up that area. So just be aware of that. That's a tip for you. Whenever you have, you know, a little bit higher or bulkage in your items, don't bulk it up more by putting a dimensional right under where it's going to be. So I'm going to put one right here, okay? Then I'm going to come over here and then up here on the top. So I've got the 3 on here. And let's go ahead and put that right over here to, let's see here, where do I want it? Let's go, I guess we'll just kind of go right in the middle. because the bow is going to go right there, that I've already pre-done with that wild wheat ribbon. And I'm going to do a couple mini glue dots here. Wrong side. There we go. I got the right side. Okay. 1 and 2. And then I may cut this ribbon down a little bit. That's going to go like right there. Get some ribbon scissors here. I'm going to trim it just a little bit so that, there we go. And then let's get some gems to put on this card. I didn't have them in the envelope there. So let's see, what do we have? Here are some of the new ones that are going to be in the mini catalog. This one is called Faux Glass Dots, and you've got like all the fall colors. I like this one, the iridescent foil gems. Those would look good because it kind of brings out the mauve in there. Let's go ahead and use those. So if my team got theirs, they had some of the new gems in their kits that they got that were mailed. So I just didn't have any in this one, so I decided to go with these little iridescent gems. So let's go here, and a small one, if I can get a hold of it with my putty. Come on, there we go. Let's go right there, and I've got one lone gem over here. Let's bring that over on this side, and there you are. You can see a little bit. There's the gems. So that's card number 3, and that is our 3 cards using 6x6 designer paper and the Wildly Flowering bundle. And what else can I say? Let's do this. You know, I did not stamp that other envelope. It's over here all by its lonesome. But let's take a look at the 3 cards. Let me get stuff out of the way. I hope that you enjoyed this little tip of how to use some of your paper and create 3 cards. So there is number 3. Here is here's the, see, so let's look at the difference. Okay, this is the one I stamped tonight right here. See how wide that one is, and then see how narrow this one is. It's because of the way I put my corners on my paper. I did them different. See, if I would have taken that here and this here, it would have been more like this one. But see the difference? It's going to turn out different depending on how you put your corners down. So this is the one that we did tonight, so I'll keep that here. And then the fun envelope to go with these 2 cards. But the first one that we did right here, and there's number 1. So there are our 3 cards using this fun technique with designer paper. Thanks, Sue. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys like the cards. It's not something that's like a big fancy deal, but this is a great layouts, really great layouts to use for so many things. So that's what I have for you tonight, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up here so that I can say a proper goodbye. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'll post these photos and have this for replay whenever you want to see it. It will also be on my YouTube channel. So I want to say thanks again, you guys, for joining me another Thursday. I hope that I have a voice the next time I'm able to get on here, which I should, hopefully. And I feel fine. I just sound bad. So anyway, all right. Thank you again. And you guys have a good rest of your week. I will see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.